look, does go long and over the top to Foxcroft. This set, Prendergast picks up, goes into the in-goal area. Skinner try to keep up with him. And links up out on the right-hand side of the field. Flicks it around behind the beer. Well, that is unbelievable. Zanika Tanamu plays it. Fifth and final touch. Tanamu takes it on herself.
Yeah. Well, it's finals time here at the Metro Cup, and tonight we'll see the two top teams after the regular season in the men's and women's premier matches for the opportunity to go straight through to the grand final. For the loser of tonight's matches, there'll be one more chance. They'll take on the winner of the 3v4 knockout semi-finals, also taking place tonight. Let's have a look at our opening match in the women's premier with the UQ Rebels taking on the Redlands Muddies. We'll take a look at the team lists for this evening's match. Starting with the UQ Rebels, they finished minor premiers this year. They are chasing their fifth straight Metro Cup premiership, and they've been faultless since about the midpoint of the competition and come into tonight's match with 5 wins in a row. They are coached by Renee Murphy, Alicia Thuard and Amy Hope. Redlands, it's been a great season for them as well, finishing in second position after the conclusion of the regular season. They actually led for a good chunk of the Metro Cup season this year in 2025. They were sitting first until about the halfway point of the competition. Missing a couple of their star players tonight. Gemma Seymour is out injured after suffering an ankle ligament tear and a fracture in her fibula just a few weeks ago. Kayla Maimai, her sister, also unavailable for tonight's match. Let's take a look at tonight's key player matchup, and what a matchup it is. Two twin sisters coming up against each other on opposite sides of the park, in Lucia Fildes from the UQ Rebels taking on twin sister Bella Fildes for Redlands tonight. Both Queensland Women's Open representatives. This just sets up a really juicy contest out there between the sisters and these two teams this evening. Let's have a look at how these two teams got here after the regular season. The Rebels, they haven't recorded a loss this season. They finished the regular season with 6 wins and 2 draws without a loss against their name. One of those draws, however, did come up against Redlands, did come in the way of Redlands in round 1 of the competition. They played each other again in round 6, with the Rebels getting the victory by just the 1 try. 3-2 was the final score in that one. Great season, as mentioned, for this new look Redlands outfit this season. Their only loss did come against the UQ Rebels in that 3-2 defeat in round 6. And they had a pretty tough final hit out in round 10 just before coming into the finals. They had a draw 8-all against the country club Colts in that one. Now, as mentioned, the other semi-final tonight, 3v4 knockout. We've got the Southern Storm taking on the country club Colts. The Colts finished in 3rd position, and they're probably one of the red-hot teams coming into the finals. They've had 2 wins and a draw in their final 3 matches of the regular season. One of those wins did come up against the Southern Storm. Now, for the Southern Storm, it is the complete opposite. They come into tonight's finals losing their last 3 matches of the regular season. They need a really big turnaround tonight because they're chasing to make it back to their 4th straight Metro Cup Grand Final, but a big task ahead of them tonight, taking on the country club Colts. Righto, let's start to focus on our opening match here. Like we said, big stakes on offer to get that easy run into the grand final next Saturday night is definitely what these two teams are looking to achieve tonight. For the loser, they've got to back up again next Friday, but the little kicker as well is 24 hours later will be the grand final. 2 games in 48 hours for the team there to hopefully try to achieve that Metro Cup glory, but it's a big, big advantage for tonight's winner in this match. Now, both teams still on the sideline at the moment because it is finals night here at the Metro Cup. We do have some outside fields that look like they're still going into extra time at the moment. And I think we may have just gotten a conclusion, or about to get a conclusion there, so we shouldn't be too far from getting this match underway. The men's premier match to follow is going to be an absolute cracker as well. The two top teams after the regular season, Redlands taking on the Country Club Colts. You'll see that one at 8:10 local time here in Brisbane. Only one place you need to be tonight, on the couch, to watch these do or die finals matches. And we'll try and keep up to date and get some scores for those 3v4 knockout matches this evening as well, to see who will progress through to next Friday night's finals matches. Drop-off still continuing at the moment out in the backfields. And we take you into the Redlands box, who just got one eye over on the field on the back. That game has concluded, so we're probably about 2 minutes or so away from getting this one underway. And you can see one of the Redlands players there in the box, and Gemma Seymour, who we mentioned, out injured tonight. Skipper of this team coming into this year's Metro Cup season. A big loss for them as well. His sister unavailable too, but they've been red hot throughout this season. Have Redlands. Kim Sue C, former Australian Women's Open captain, has got the C next to her name tonight, and she's been very influential for this young Redlands outfit. It's a great balance of players within this team. They've got some good experience and some young superstars coming into the lineup. They look very relaxed at the moment as they're about to head out to the field and hopefully progress through to the grand final. But the UQ Rebels are definitely going to throw up a big challenge for them tonight. As we mentioned, the 4-time defending champions throw in a few Queensland State Cups along the way. This team has been dominant at this competition for a number of years, and their form, as we mentioned, top-notch coming into the finals. 5 straight wins in a row, and coming into tonight's grand final qualifier. Redlands know they can match it with them. A draw in round 1 of the competition. They went down by 1 try. And next time they came up against them in round 6. And Redlands hands in. Bent to enter the cauldron for tonight with a grand final spot on the line. It is Redlands who will get the opening tap off. Perfect conditions again this evening. We're sitting at about 21 degrees. And not a breeze in sight. And Kim Susi, the skipper, gets us underway here in the grand final qualifier. Notley with an early touch. Stevens working with Susi. It'll be a combination on the go all tonight. They threw a little trick card early. And now Susi gets him within the 7. They had all their numbers out on the left, but Notley picks up and goes from half. Skips away from the diving defender and coming around the back. The Rebels had to get on their bikes there. A nice, energetic opening start there from Redlands. And a few little trick plays. And Notley slicing through from half. Throwing a few danger signs early as the Rebels shift nicely here to get across to their sideline. Evie Clarkson, player of the series at the National Youth Championships just a few weeks ago for the Queensland Schools team. And coming into the last now as Thomas comes back. A little tip on play, the ball hits the deck in the end. Not a bad first opening set there for UQ. Now Redlands holding down their sideline. Nicola looks to skip away. Blade makes the touch. Johnson over the half. Now Fildes and caught in possession. Touch there from Olivia Atkins. Rebels take their time to restart the set. Thomas. Ooh, ball out in front of Donovan there off the fingertips. First mistake from the Rebels here in the semi-final. Redlands will start in Rebels territory. Now the Redlands, they return favour with a little error of their own. The Rebels get back underway. First touch just shy of the halfway line. Narain, another one of those players that impressed for the Queensland Secondary Schools team at the National Youth Championships. Now Bryce takes it right to the line, and a beautiful diving effort from Caitlin Blade on the wing. That is an amazing first try here for the UQ Rebels. Take a look at the replay. An early ball for Tiani, took it right to the defensive line. What about the catch from Caitlin Blade? That is amazing. The Rebels score first here in the semi-final, and it's a spectacular way to get us underway. Redlands now from the restart. There's Nicola, ball out in front. Good hands. Nicola, little tip on off Notley. And Vandermeer caught in possession there on the last. The Rebels shift beautifully on the first touch. They pick up big meters as they do it. The second touch, and they're just shy of the halfway line as Thomas gets them over the stripe now. Plenty of early touches here from Mara Thomas. Ashurst working in the middle. As Thomas now, good footwork, loops it over the top. They're going to get themselves a penalty here, UQ. They might have been caught changing direction. Short of the line. A full set to work with. Narain comes back in to Thomas, who picks up and goes from half again. Narain, ball out in front. The referees are going to pull it back. Forward pass is the call out towards Atkins. Danger signs again there, ball in hand. And Redlands have come up with another mistake coming out of their end, over the mark, and called this time from Brett Freshwater. Our other two referees tonight, Clado Lawrence and John Hamstra, who's over on the far side of the field at the moment. Three experienced refs here for our Women's Premier semi-final tonight. As mentioned, Storm taking on the Colts later on this evening. The winner will play the loser of this match next Friday night for a chance to get through to the grand final. As Donovan short ball to Teakle, it looked good from here. It was right in front of referee Freshwater, who points to the spot. And the UQ Rebels have struck early again here in this semi-final. They're up by 2. It was nice work here from Donovan. And held her space nicely there, Caitlin Teakle. Short ball in between the two Redlands defenders. And Redlands are going to have to do the chasing early on here. They'll be looking for a strike back and get themselves on the board and into the semi-final. Stevens sends a nice ball to Johnston. Good defence from outside in. Caitlin Blade saves one this time. She's already got a try to her name this time. Comes up with a big defensive play for her team. As the ball hits the deck there from Sipple. And the Rebels again making big meters here on the first touch. It's back-to-back sets for UQ. They're really winning that battle over Redlands at the moment. Clarkson trucks it forward again as My gets in from half, loops over the top. This time falls in the hands of Vandermeer. There was Rebels and jerseys there to make the touch. You don't want to give Charlotte clear space in front. She will go. She follows the play now and sends it from half to the skipper, Susie, who gets it down. Now, lovely ball out the back. Filed. That's Bella. Comes off the left. Comes to Susie. They've got some numbers here, Redlands, but Rebels, they scramble and close down the play. Caitlin Teakle makes the final touch. My early release and a loose one out in front. Again, those sets in their transition coming off their line has been working for them, and they went in the shift this time. Might have just been a step or two behind the play. The ball hits the deck. Redlands with this full set to work with. Susie to Bella Files, comes back in, and touch made from Bartlett. Pride from half. Early ball. Nicola. It's contact there from Clarkson. Nicola again. As Charlie goes short side. Looks to get in underneath. The Rebels make the touch on the line. So they change it up this time. They start their set by bringing it through to the middle. And they get the shift back out towards their box. Mara Thomas looking very energetic tonight as Bryce gets it from half, sends a lovely left to right and hits Atkins. And 3 tries on the trot now for UQ. And they've started this semi-final in perfect fashion. Look at this ball from Tiani Bryce. That is an absolute peach. So the Gems are flexing their muscle early. Redlands need a response. Stevens, all out in front, but they were well numbered. They will earn themselves the penalty. Though Redlands, players being called offside. Repeat line. Repeat set, I should say, on the line. Now Notley. We saw her open them up on the first set of this game. And there's a pass that's gone forward out of the hands, so a little bit sloppy. Redlands. And they might be a little bit shell-shocked. And yeah, this is experience here from Sammy Glacken. First touch there, you could see her just pull out of the touch. And the Rebels rolling the ball before the touch has been affected. Nice work from Sammy Glacken. Gets her team the football back. Now, having a look at the line with Sipple. They come out to MacArthur. Plays it on the 7. Sipple from half. Sends it out in front. Vandermeer was diving for it. The referees will say it was forward out of the hands. Might be an opportunity for the link ball as well. They didn't come up with the points, Redlands. They had half a chance. Again, there's opportunities for them. Defence is going to have to be important for the back end of this first half. They need to stop this flow of points. As now the Rebels shifting. Murphy just hoiks it back on the infield. And Notley comfortably comes up and makes the touch and get the footy back for her team. Good position on the field to start this set of 6 for Redlands. They've got players looking to make their way towards the box, and they haven't punched too far forward on the first 3 touches, and now off the back of it, an error. That's unfortunate there for the Muddies. As said, they started their set in a pretty good position. And players just having that one eye on the box. Not trucking the footy forward on the first couple. Now they got to defend again as Lucia goes to Donovan. He decides to release. It was a wonky old ball out of the hands as Britt throws the head back. Knew that one wasn't the cleanest. The pressure valve just released slightly there as Redlands were defending their line again. Now Bella gets good meters. Gets it down cleanly as well. They got to flow off the back of this. She'll take another run as the 2 sisters come together. Stevens onto the park. It's the last touch though, and they just got over the halfway line. Susie comes against the grain. Good hands. They hold on to the footy there from Michaela Hoffmeyer. And the Rebels start on their 10. And then don't pick up too many meters there on the first. More direct on the second run through Murphy. Might have even been Danita Smith. Just straightening them up. And they get the changes onto the park now. Teakle gets it down. Ball rolling around. Clarkson did a great job to pick it up from half as Mai can't get on the outside of Kim Susi. That's going to be a great battle between those 2 players as well. Australian representatives. Kim Susi and Rebecca Mai for the Rebels. Glacken grabbing forward. Here for the Muddies. She's got the hands on the footy again. Last touch. Early release. Glacken off the left. Oh, nice little falcon there to finish off the set. The Rebels just take a couple of moments here to get the set started. It's been a frenetic pace here in this game. Now Mai getting away from the first offender. Thomas kicks off that right foot as Tiani. We've already seen her hit left to right once. This time Redlands slide across and close out the set. They're on the far side of the field though at the moment. Glacken decides to keep the footy there. A nice little variation from Redlands. They just have to hold it up momentarily. It's Johnston. Now releases. She looked to take a breather as well, as will Bella Fields. Still getting into position here, Redlands, with the replacement players on as Pride gets it down. Early release, Susie. Nothing on offer there for Summer Pride. Ashurst comes up and makes the final touch of the set. So under 5 to go here in the first. Rebels up by 3 in this grand final qualifier. Donovan gets the Rebels over the halfway line. Last touch. And it looked like it took a little deflection there off Nicola. It's play on. And no contact made on Caitlin Blade. Well, they did such a good job. Redlands in the lead up. Looked like it was going to fall apart for Redlands as we take a look at the replay. And here you can see Nicola just getting up there. And even if she didn't touch it, it looked like it would have sailed over and fallen into the hands of Caitlin Blade. And she doesn't get too many easier tries than that. It's her second try of the game. And UQ Rebels have made a statement here in the first half. They're up by 4 tries to 0. Redlands need points before the break. Notley comes back to Johnston. Now good look at that, and referee Hamstray, he liked it straight away. And Lexi MacArthur gets the first try here for Redlands. As we said, they needed something going into the halftime break, and they've got a try right there. A beautiful setup You can see MacArthur sweeping around deep. Nice and sharp footwork. And coming in, Donovan claimed the touch. But Lexi MacArthur got the ball down before the contact was made. Redlands on the board here in the semi-final. Clarkson plays it on the 7. Bryce comes off that left foot and a beautiful little short ball. Oh, Tiani, she's got it on a string again tonight. We've seen her go long, and this one is just as impressive. Splits through the middle, shapes to go long, and that is just a beautiful touch. And nicely finished off as well from Beck Maimai, just as, or Beck Bartlett, apologies. And just as Redlands got the points on, the Rebels go down the other end and hit them straight back. Now Stevens to Notley. But Murphy came in off that left wing. She was there to make the touch. If it was held on to there from Redlands. Now the Rebels for the first time in the game. And keep their 6 players on as we're a minute and a half to go here in the first half. They're up by 4 tries. Another one here is all sorts of drama for Redlands, but they hold out as Lucia picked up from half. These same 6 players will finish off the set now in defence for UQ. This could be a chance for Redlands. They get some fresh players on. An opportunity for them to score right before the break. Glacken dancing away at the moment. They're just holding, and they did a great job there, UQ. They took some seconds off and they forced Redlands to go back and play it on the 7 as Johnston tries to slice her way through from half. 45 seconds to go. The Rebels are going to go coast to coast if they want to get down and have another chance at points. They wouldn't put it past them. They've got some energy coming off at the box, but they play it on the halfway line now as Britt Donovan just picks up and go, and Caitlin Teakle, who's one of the quickest on the park, comes from absolutely nowhere, and that is a little dagger in the chest of this Redlands team going into the halftime break. What about the speed here from Donovan? You can see they played it on the halfway line coming into the last touch. Donovan bursting through from half, and Caitlin Teakle in support. Scores right before the halftime siren as Redlands are going to have one more chance. Right, they make the touch on Bella Fildes. Or what a first half performance from the UQ Rebels, the minor premiers and the 4-time champs. Now flexing their muscles here in this one. They've got 1 foot in the door through to another grand final. It's going to take something pretty special here from Redlands. We'll take a quick break and see if the Muddies can get back into this game.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Hill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
Halftime score here in the grand final qualifier is UQ Rebels in front 6-1. Well, I don't think too many would have predicted that halftime score coming into this. Really not much separating these two teams throughout the regular season, but it was all guns blazing for the Rebels tonight, and they have definitely made a statement there in the first half. Try scorers Caitlin Teakle, 2 tries in the first half, as did Caitlin Blade. Olivia Atkins, Rebecca Bartlett scoring as well, and just the 1 try through Lexi MacArthur for Redlands. It is going to take something pretty special for the Muddies to get back into this game. Just listening into their halftime huddle, and Captain Kim Susi just keeping things calm, definitely acknowledging the scoreline is not in their favour at the moment. There's still 20 minutes to go in this one, but for the UQ Rebels, they'll be looking to finish this one off where they started in the first half, and they've definitely got the advantage with a 5-try buffer going into the second 20 minutes. As mentioned, another big match coming up next. We've got Redlands back on the screens. They'll be taking on Country Club Colts in the men's at Premier. Redlands with the team finishing minor premiers in this one. Country Club Colts in second position. Again, not too much separating those two teams, just the 1 point on the ladder at the conclusion of the regular season, and that is going to be an absolute cracker. If we wind our clocks back about 12 months as well, those two teams came up against each other in the first round of the finals last year. Redlands, who limped into the finals, finishing in 4th position, knocked off the Colts. It was a straight knockout game, that one. They sent the minor premiers packing, and Redlands went on to win the title last year. They're looking to defend their crown again in 2025. Redlands starting to head out onto the field now here for the second half. They will get another chance if they aren't able to bring this margin down. They'll take the loser of this match tonight takes on the winner of the Country Club Colts and the Storm. They'll be playing in the 8-10 time slot. And in the men's, the second semi-final is the Southern Storm, and they are taking on, let me check that, who finished in 3rd, the UQ Rebels. Of course, Southern Storm have had a really good back end of the season as well. Rebels, though, they're in pretty good form. So the men's Premier semi-finals shaping up nicely again in 2025. We focus back here on our women's Prem for the second 20 minutes. The Rebels get the tap off. They're in front by 5 tries. Potentially on their way through to another grand final where they're looking to go 5 in a row. Here's Bryce. Comes back to Thomas, who did a good job. This is a big set here for Redlands in defence. They'll want to hold out and not link any points, and they've ticked that first little box. So just a little pause as Redlands get the footy and get back underway. My comes to Glacken on the first touch. Now filed. Again, Lucia there. They've come up against each other a couple of times tonight. Nothing untoward from the Twins. There's Johnson over the halfway line. Pride from half. Last touch of this set. Looping ball goes behind Stevens. Touch and pass. Penalty was blown there from referee Lawrence. Now Bryce decides to hold it. Lucia puts the foot down. A nice release from Tiani, and Caitlin Blade has almost got through them. Oh, she threw the head back. Just clipped on the boots. That was a big touch made It's just a nice little release pass, and Blade ran onto it at speed, and the ball goes behind Caitlin Teakle. So Redlands nice and deep. They make a couple of changes straight away on the first touch. And they were going to go the away set, and it was definitely the right option. But they made changes at the same time as Teakle looks to come back on the inside. Ooh. That was dangerous from Redlands. They were exposed there as they made those changes. And they hold on for the time being. Clarkson comes back to Bartlett. Has to put the brakes on. Still touches to work with here, UQ. Bartlett gets away. Oh, that is amazing football from Beck Bartlett. Sharp off the right foot. And take a look at this in the replay. Right foot. And then throws the ball as the defender. And Susie comes in. Oh, that's a quality try to get their 7th on the board. Maybe Clarkson gets her first for the semi-final. The Rebels score first. And they're looking a little flat already here, Redlands. Stevens from half. Oh, that's sharp off the right foot, but the touch is made first. Now Stevens' ball out in front. As the footy hits the deck, Rebels will start their set on Redlands' sideline on the 7. Now the Rebels decide to hold all 6 players remaining on the field at the moment in this set. Blade feeds it to Donovan. Now Narain looks to skip on the outside. Johnson makes the touch. No half in place. And they're in all sorts of trouble here, Redlands. Now Glacken just takes one going forward. And the penalty. Now Blade shaking the head. She was the one that ended up on the deck. Hamstra gives the penalty to Redlands. Notley comes to Susie. Notley again from half. Folds. Shapes to come back on the inside. Tess looking at options. There's a little kick out ball late. Susie does the same and they slide across and make the touch on Vandermeer. Not a bad option. That was the last touch of the set though. Do they chance their hand? Ball hits the deck. Donovan. Not much room to work with. Now Thomas. Plays it coming into the last. Ashurst out the back. Lucia running. Finds Murphy. He was just a step behind. Now Redlands back on the run. Glacken. Pride kicks out. And the contact made and there's no half in place. And Pride again, looking at options. As they pick up and go, coming in towards the last and almost punching through the hole. And half a little opportunity. And Sky Leggett has joined me in the commentary box. It's been some performance here in the first half from UQ. Kai up by 6 tries. It's been a bit shell-shock here from Redlands in this grand final qualifier.
Jeez Louise, what have I missed?
You've missed a bit.
I was going to say, finish the game, run up here, and there's no one up here beside you. I thought, okay, better walk up here and see what the King's doing himself. But by the looks of what I've seen as I've walked past, it's been all roads to UQ at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. They've started probably the better of the two teams in the second half as well. Scoring one unanswered try. Redlands just desperate for something. There's still plenty of time to play, but 6 tries against a quality outfit like Rebels is a pretty big task, but there's still so much to play for Redlands. If things don't end up going their way in this game, they'll be back here again next Friday night. This last 20 minutes is important for them. They can still take a lot going into that grand final the prelim match next Friday night.
Absolutely, and it's kind of, if it does go wrong, then you do have that barrier next week to bounce off. But look, ideally in this situation, yeah, you definitely want the free ticket into the grand final, and at the moment, as we're saying, it's UQ are doing the right things and just have the right amount of points on the board at the moment.
It's a tricky situation to go into as well, because Redlands, again, been one of the top teams, finished second after the regular season, but when they come up against whoever wins that knockout match tonight, they're coming in with form, they're coming in off a win and confidence as well, so it's a really dangerous situation to be in, but we've seen how good Redlands have been. They'll just look to recoup if they do find themselves in that prelim next Friday night.
Yeah, they're just, every good team has the ability to hit the reset button and kind of go back to the drawing board and look at what they need to do. And, might look at the moment like it's probably going to be one of those weeks for the Redlands, but, time will only tell.
UQ have got another really good opportunity here to extend that lead. Now Murphy gives it to Lucia Fildes, who just lollipops it out in front. And they're probably not too disappointed to see that one go over the sideline. Rebels get their defensive line in position. And they get up nice and early through Donovan on the first touch. And Nicola, as soon as she had ball in hand, the Rebels make the contact. MacArthur plays it on the halfway line, and there's a little bobble in the play the ball.
Just looks like things aren't going Redlands' way at the moment, whether it be the ball in the ruck, just not able to get out of their own half. It just doesn't seem to be falling the way of the Redlands, but it looks like there's about 11 minutes left, and I've seen teams score 6 tries in 11 minutes.
Oh, it can happen.
Been on the wrong side of that a couple of times.
Haven't we all? And if you can just get one, just start to put a little bit of doubt in the Rebels. Even though they got this margin in their favour, we see a little mistake here from them. You can just get a little bit of doubt and start to throw, the kitchen sink at them. You never know. 10 minutes to go. You're already halfway through the second half.
Knowing my luck, I'll probably just put the mocker on
well,
UQ.
You're good for a mock. You're good for a jinx.
I don't mind it. Just offers some value every now and then,
Exactly. And they're rolling in nicely here. Nicola, who hasn't had too many opportunities. She had a good look there, but Mara Thomas, she read it like a book. And she knows the threat that Charlie Nicola has. She comes across and makes a big touch for the Rebels.
Look at the moment, it just, as we were saying, that looks like a couple of mistakes in the roll ball, so maybe the fatigue starting to set in. We're 30 minutes into a 40-minute game, so, it could go either way, but at the moment, it's, as we were saying, UQ are just playing the better touch football at the moment.
It's a little bit of a tricky back end of the season as well. We had a 2-week break after NYC All Schools, played 2 more rounds, and then had last Friday night off as well, coming into the finals. So, you can just lose your momentum a little bit coming in. Redlands had a tough match in round 10, as we made mention of in the lead-up, with an 8-all draw against Country Club Colts. So form coming into finals is so important. There might be a little bit of rust and probably some nerves as well coming up against one of the heavyweights.
Absolutely, and it is sometimes hard, especially when you have 2 weeks annual leave in between games. There looks to be 6 to go there by the looks of things, yep. But it is sometimes hard, you do get that kind of 2-week buffer, and you're supposed to try and keep the fitness up, keep the ball skills up, and keep that knowledge going, and it's sometimes hard to be able to bounce back from that. So, only time will tell so far.
Good chance here for Redlands. They've got to get another penalty. They're not moving forward off the line there, UQ.
I don't really mind that.
I was thinking the exact same thing because they all just stood back for a second. It's just more gas in the tank. And they'll back their defence as well. They've only leaked the one try here so far in this game.
Great minds.
Oh, we're on sync.
We're on one
Stay
here.
tuned, fans at home.
Oh.
And we've got a big match coming up next with Redlands taking on the Country Club Colts in the men's prem. We'll try and get some score results as well because the Rebels are playing the Southern Storm in the other knockout semi-final as we speak. So we'll see if we can get a score update on that one. And we'll see who the loser of our next match will be playing next Friday night. Redlands looking for their second try. Glacken comes back in field as Pride looks at options. Not much going so far here for Redlands. They're just searching at the moment. Files goes short side. Pride dives in at the line. And Freshwater will send them back to the 7. Last touch of the set here for the Muddies. There's Bella, who's a little hop, skipping and jump coming into the line. And the ball hits the deck.
The same thing, you don't mind that over here. They've got a long way to go to get to the other side of the field. And they can just keep them here, throw some pressure at them. Get that third and fourth touch just before halfway line. They'll create some advantage. And they did get one. I mean, if you're going to turn the ship now, probably the time to do it.
Yeah, they need something now, Redlands. And with a couple of back-to-back sets down this end of the field as well. Yeah, this is the time for them. Like we said, if they can't claw this 6-try margin back, just getting some points in these last 6.5 minutes to get some momentum and going into that next semi-final is going to be super important for them. Susi plays it this time inside the 7. Notley reaches for it, throws a beautiful little short ball. Rebels are heading back to the halfway line, and that's the little spark they needed, and that was a beautiful try to get their second in the game.
Absolutely. It's with 6 minutes to go. This is probably, as we were saying, the right step that they needed in the comeback direction. He gets the ball in the out. Notley finds the short ball there, and Lewingham wasn't in far enough and was able to make the clean touchdown, and they're not far away.
And Lexi MacArthur, she's scored both of Redlands' 2 tries tonight. Comes up with a crucial one there. And just over 5.5 to go. They'll need a try a minute. If they can get a miracle here, Redlands, it's basically a try every set. Lucia back on the inside. And I know they're chasing points, but they're going to have to stop them as well. As Bella Files comes up and makes a touch on Lucia. Show and go from Donovan. She's already opened them up once from half, and she's opened them up again. And this time she finds Pia Murphy, and that might just be the final nail.
Yeah, that does look like the final nail, unfortunately, in the Redlands coffin. Was just able to kind of pick up on this 4-on-3 through the dummy, and everyone went right and was able to find a winger there on the little cut. It's, as we say, it's probably the end of things there.
It's had a great game tonight. Britt Donovan, as expected, Queensland Women's Open rep. We saw right before the halftime break, she picked up and went from half at the halfway line. And she didn't have as much work to do that time around. But opened them up yet again. Her energy as well coming onto the field. Super impressive, and as expected, you know what you're going to get from Britt Donovan in every game. And penalty here for Redlands. Full set of 6. Nicola plays it, comes off the right foot, and that's in.
Oh, I've got that down.
Oh, yes. For a second there, I was looking to the ref and saying, send it to the to the video replay. It looks good from here.
Give us something to do. Give us something to do. But that's a very good setup there. They've got the middle setup, was able to go the wrong way. Gets back into that middle gap and, claws back a little bit of space. But one of them will be playing next week, one of them through to the finals.
And we also made mention earlier on as well just how much of an advantage it is for UQ if they do go straight through that grand final, just particularly with the next semi-final, the prelim being 24 hours earlier. And they're going to have the fresher legs coming into that GF next Saturday night. You'll see all the coverage in the grand finals on KO Sports, Sky Sports Next, as well as those prelim finals next Friday night. So plenty of touch footy coming up.
Oh, my days.
As Thomas throws a big switch dummy on the inside. Rolls it back nicely to Notley.
Yeah, that's right. There's plenty of touch football coming up. You know, this next week is going to be key for a lot of teams being able to try and claw their way into what can be a grand final for them. And time's only going to tell who it's going to be at the moment.
Johnson plays it just shy of the 7 as Pride comes back towards her. There's 3 Rebels jerseys defending in the middle. They comfortably close out this set in the end. As Tiani goes forward on the first. Ashurst comes back to Thomas. And this is the area where they've just completely dominated Redlands tonight, coming out of their end of the field, particularly setting up on the first and second touch. And this time as the changes come onto the field. A little mistake, too many on. Looks like the 7-0 might be the call.
You're taking a leaf out of my book and jinx them now.
Wow.
You got to leave that for me to do.
We've got to share the love around.
Yeah.
You've got to share the love around.
You can't be great at everything, can you?
That's it, mate. That's it. We've all got chinks in the armour. Now MacArthur. And as we said, 2 tries tonight. Now Glacken outside the 7. Nicola shows it towards her. Comes back out in front. Vandermeer did a great job to be able to hold on to that and reel it in. MacArthur switches. Notley. He'll put the brakes on and finish it off in the corner. So the Rebels will progress through to another grand final. They're chasing their 5th straight Metro Cup premiership.
Yeah, it's great effort from the club, great effort from the girls. They're come out and made a real statement against what is a very good Redlands team as well. So they'll go on to play for a flag in a week or so.
Tickle. Good hands. Vandermeer coming from outside in to make the touch. She takes the first one going forward as well for Redlands. Notley back to Vandermeer, who links up with Bella Filed. Just got to hold it up because there's nobody at home at the moment. Now they get back on the run. Susie, half looking to pop out. Stevens, who did a good job to still be able to get herself into an attacking position from half as Filed sends one out the back. And the clock winding down in this one. UQ will finish with ball in hand. As Murphy hits it down on the first. Donovan steadies. Thomas will link up with Ashurst, and that will wrap us up here for this grand final qualifier. The UQ Rebels, defending champs, 4-time champs, make their way through to another GF.
Yeah, just too good from the Rebels this evening. They just played a different brand of touch football to Redlands and just came out on top, and the scoreline shows that it was just one-sided for most of the game there. But Redlands, they can come back. They can be back in the flag fight next week. We'll see how they turn up for that.
And we take a look at the try scorers tonight. Caitlin Blay getting a double, Teakle getting a 2 as well, and Lexi MacArthur picking up a double for Redlands. 8-3 the final score. Rebels through to the grand final. Redlands will take on the winner of the Southern Storm and Country Club Colts next Friday night. We now turn our attention to the men's, and it'll be Redlands back on screen again. This time in the men's, the minor premiers, they'll be taking on the Country Club Colts. That's coming up next.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Hill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
Into men's Premier action now. 1v2 Redlands, the minor premiers, taking on the country club Colts in this one. We'll take a look at tonight's team list very shortly, starting with Redlands. Like we said, minor premiers and defending champs coming into this one tonight. A much different situation than what we saw 12 months ago, where they limped their way into the finals. They're looking to defend their crown, and they get a win tonight, and they'll go straight through to the big dance.
Yeah, absolutely. Big game for the Muddies tonight, especially up against what is a red-hot Country Club Colts team. They've definitely got the talent to do it. Let's see if they can put the pedal to the floor this evening.
Coached tonight by Dave Marr and their captain Dave Richards. Let's take a look at the Colts lineup for this evening, finishing in second position after the regular season. 5 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss against their name. One of those draws was against Redlands. And like we said, not too much separating these two teams. Just the 1 point on the ladder at the conclusion of round 10. Gee whiz, this really shapes up a juicy contest tonight.
Yeah, you want to talk about a big premiership fight. This is the one that's going to be it. And as you can hear, well, hopefully in the background there, the Colts boys are up and about.
Now, I made mention just a little bit earlier on as well. In last year's final series, these two teams came up against each other in the semi-finals. It was a different situation, straight knockout in that. Redlands were 4th, Colts were 1st. Redlands showed them straight out the back door and went on to win the premiership. You don't think that's in the back of the mind of the Colts tonight?
Look, it will be, but I also think it won't be in their mind. That'll be the last thing they're thinking of. They've got a great team out there. They've been training really well. They've been red hot all season. They're definitely going to come out firing this evening. They just need to make sure they do the little things right, and they'll be able to put up a very good fight against what is also a very good Redlands team.
So I mentioned they've had 1 draw when they've come up against each other. They also played each other in round 1. Redlands getting the win 11-8 in that one. Colts have got the first touch of the footy, and what a lineup they've got tonight. And this man will be instrumental. Hennessy sends it out to Sen, who links up with Verencamp. That is some way to start this GF qualifier.
Wow. David Sen has put the absolute skates on the link. This is a disgusting move of footwork. This is a little setup play that not just the Prems have, but our Div 1 team has as well. And he just stopped, went left, and put the link in an absolute hole, and they take the first blood.
Now, the other semi-final taking place, or just finished as well, was UQ Rebels taking on the Southern Stormers. Now we see Richards just strolling away. Well, what is happening here to start this match? That was all too easy for Redlands.
What's going on? Did we miss something in the pre-game? I'm not sure. They're probably 2 of the easiest tries you'll ever see. And they send the shooter up, they just hold, and it just was able to throw it behind Hayden Moffat, and that middle flies through there. And Butsy, despite one of his better efforts, it's now 1-1.
Alright, let's restart this one.
Can we start again? Like, what's going on?
Let's get into some footy here, boys. Now Ward sends it out. A beautiful ball, but nice touch. Homeman on the wing. Last touch of the set it is as well, and they'll finish it off on the far sideline here for Redlands.
Don't think we can breathe just yet. It's not going to happen.
Not yet.
For four.
Not yet. Now, Russell just hoiks about a 35-metre pass across the park. And to get themselves out of trouble and get them straight across to their sideline to make some changes. And Griffiths has to hold it up. Now Thompson gets him going through the middle. Rolfe links back up with him. Rolfe will get himself back in the half. Goes to Bradley Russell, who goes left to right. Oh, it was there, Griffiths. There was some covering defence coming across from Verenkamp. And the big frame might have just caught in the corner of the eye there of Griffiths.
Yeah, it could have scared him, but that's going to be the setup they'll probably run most of this evening. Just have that splitter set up back the long side. And it's worked for them most of this, season, and that's how they've scored a lot of their points. But they'll have to do a little bit better than that to keep this Colts team out of the fray.
Glacken gets him going forward as Hennessy skips in front of him. Ball hits the deck. Not a bad position here to start this set. And for Redlands, 3 referees tonight: Lachlan Freshwater, Zach Jenrick, and Zoe Jenrick. There's Richards, the try scorer and skipper. Now followed up by Drew Price. He gets another one going forward. Gets away from the first defence. As Russell, nice ball home. They'll call it back for forward. I think home knew the call. Happy to let it hit the deck. And the Colts tap and restart. And the frenetic pace continues here in this semi-final. Getting up nice and early was Drew Price in the midfield. For the Muddies, last touch, Bart releases. Nice speed, and Richards comes across to make the touch.
Yeah, they probably won't be too mad with that, the Colts. They were able to get a very good, a better roll out of their half as what they would have liked.
Well, what's going on here?
Looks like Hayden Moffat's trying to fight for the ball there, but...
Well, I just looked down for a second, looked back up, and it was in his hands.
Yeah.
The penalty does go to Redlands. They get back underway. They threw the protest flag up straight away there, Redlands. Scrapping and saying that ball should have been theirs. The referees come together and they agree. Now Corey Russell loops over the top. And look to bat it back on the inside. Ball hits the deck. It's good defence there from Country Club.
Yeah, very good slide there as well. Just able to keep them towards that side. The good thing that Redlands are doing is they are finishing it on the other side of the field. They're getting it as far away from the Colts box as they possibly can, but they're just going to have to try and do a little bit more to keep them away from their box.
After a bit of a crazy start where both teams scored in their first possession of the game, it's starting to get more into the grind of the game now. Adams gets it down. Ward. Picked off here from Beaton. Has he got the toe to go the whole way? He's starting to grit the teeth here, Nathan Beaton. Looking to kick away. Ken Adams. He comes back out in the experience. 0 touch off the intercept, though. They got a full set to work with here, Redlands. They'll take their time to compose, or do they look to strike early? There's Jacob Hall, who's been in amazing form throughout this season, coming off the back of representing Queensland in the Men's Open for the first time. He's dancing, looking for opportunities. Nothing there for him at the moment. Back into Rolfe, who plays it on the 7 as Brad Russell pumps it, goes short, and they come back at him in defence there, the Colts.
Kenny Adams, geez Louise.
Oh, he's got his hands on the head at the moment though, Kenny, and rightfully so.
Suck him in.
Suck him in, big fella. They come back out towards him and he makes another touch and closes out the set.
Absolute brick wall in there. Made 3 brilliant touches to keep them what could have been nearly certain tries, but we're just able to do enough. And
they come back towards him and say, go forward for us. Now there's players on the deck. A little push here, it looks like, from Brad Russell and Adams, who's just like, get me off and get me a drink of water.
Yeah. Kenny needs an oxygen tank down there by the looks of it. But
it'll be interesting to see what's happening here.
There looked to be a little bit of a shove from Kenny into the play, as you can see here on the replay. So there's nothing happening, and there's just, get out my way.
Yeah, it looks like Brad Russell was trying now. It's actually gone to the Colts here, the penalty. Russell was looking to get the footy straight away. Ken just was tangled up there as he was looking to get over towards the sideline. And so the penalty is for the push in the back against Brad Russell. And the Colts get the footy back here and they're on the attack. Bart's out the back. There's Brown. And he's caught in possession there on the last.
A very good set from the Colts here to be able to try and get it away from what was actually happening down there. The Redlands are doing a very good job at stopping this roll into their box, and they're stopping the latcher coming on, bringing a little bit more of that momentum. But, God, that's a brilliant roll into last.
Adam Russell goes early. Nice little touch there from Hall. He can't connect up with Marcus Home on the end. Forward passes the call. There's the Colts tap. Bartz picks up good purchase there on the first. Brown, nice release. Now Condon plays it just over the halfway line. Glacken short of the 10. Sen switches in. Now Condon again. Loves the left to right.
Ball.
And Connor Ware gets his first. And the second for the Colts. And Condon on a string.
Absolutely. He's obviously one of the best at throwing left to right. Picks up 4-on-3 platform. Sends it out to Tupper. Connor Ware, and gets his first meat pie in Prems.
So Colts back in front. They scored the first try here in this semi-final. They get their second. See them go up by 1. And doesn't look like there's been any touches made. And as we saw when the Colts scored first, the very next set, Redlands go down the other end. They hit them straight back.
Absolutely. It looked like a little halo set up here from the middle. They set the switch, drive into the middle. The other link sweeps. And it's just caught everyone offside there. And there would have been a matter of millimetres in that miss from Ken Adams there. But it's just back and forth footy at the moment.
So Hardwick, the try scorer, locks us up again. Now Brown comes back in to David Sen. And Beaton makes the touch on him. Jonte back to Hennessy. As Hennessy plays it out the back. Nice touch there from Griffiths coming in from the wing.
I didn't think he actually made that then. He didn't look very confident.
It was very casual.
Yeah.
Now Rolf reaching for it. As does Richards as he makes his way onto the park. Griffiths feeds it to Russell from half. As Price picks up, finds Hennessy. Hennessy with a bit of space in front of him. They're coming back towards him. Hennessy looks right and he tucks it under the wing.
I thought he was off.
I think he'll be coming off now.
Yes, he will.
He'll send it and come for a well-deserved breather. Now, has there been contact? Not yet on Jonte. Just held up things momentarily. Very dangerous from this position on the field. And Richards got back on the skates and got across to make that touch.
God, it's trouble when he's got the ball on a punish.
Another player that's coming off the back of it. A super impressive National Youth Championships. Been a big year for him as well. Represented the Australian Emus earlier on at the Asia Pacific Youth Touch Cup. Absolutely tore them apart as now. They've done it again here, the Colts. Back-to-back tries. They're in front by 2.
Tell you what, he can keep throwing them all night. I would not let him have this anymore. Alex Condon just gets the ball back into an M2, 4-on-3 platform, and lets it sing again, and the winger is nowhere to be seen. And Tiny gets his first for the evening.
Any correction on the score, in front by 1. Now, do Redlands hit back like they have every time that the Colts have scored? It won't be this time around though.
Yeah, much better defence there from the Colts as they came back to this side. They're starting to figure out what they need to do.
Penalty given.
As they get a very well-needed penalty there coming into their line. But that they keep throwing it long, and they've got no one back on the inside there. As if there was a little bat back there, they could have been in a little bit of strife. But they were just able to do enough right in the middle of the field to make sure that didn't happen.
Glacken looks to kick away. And they slow him up momentarily, the Redlands defence. Glacken again looks to try and get that same look, this time burrowing in underneath. Condon has a dink at the line himself. He'll get sent back out towards the 7. And taking his time is Condon. We'll play it now. He'll rip it left to right, of course. This time sends it over to the grandstand.
Good wedge.
Got in underneath that one nicely. Now a little show and go, Corey.
Oh,
Loose. Marcus does a good job to firstly catch it and then bring it back on the inside to Nathan Beaton. And Thompson gets it down. Richards straight and hard coming into the line. He's looking for the penalty, won't get it.
Yeah, very good touch from David Sen there. Just noticed that the momentum was moving away from the middle of the field and it just did enough to make sure he was never on top of the ball.
Moffat out of the box. Rolf, as Connor makes a good touch to send him back to the mark. And Jonte plays it on the last. Bart finds Moffat and they have to dive in and shut that one down through Ben Thompson. Repeat set off the back where there wasn't too much going on in the lead up, but just some sharp ball work again. Bart's to Moffat and they look to combine again. This time, Redlands there to make the call. Still touches to work with here though for Country Club. Again, no contact the first time around. This time they probably go a little bit too much and try and slow that play the ball down.
They can keep going back to Jonte to be able to run that little 2-step off that middle link dump there. That's going to be a lot of trouble. If he actually caught that clean and didn't have the penalty there, he would have walked in, or either Nick Verenkamp as well. So they need to keep going back to their strike weapons when they're on the 7. Keep running to those longer plays.
Not coming up and making that touch. And it's back-to-back penalties given away here from Redlands. Another one. And they'll be down a player for a set. Now Jonte Brown looking to get in between. Rolf and Bradley Russell defending in the midfield here for Redlands. As Rolf comes up to make the touch. Hennessy out the back to Bartz. This will be the back end of the set coming up now. Hennessy scoops it right hand looking for offside players. Russell holds his space. He makes the touch and gets the footy back for his team.
Yeah, good defence from Redlands there. They nearly threw the whole book at them and were able to keep them out. And they've made a very, very good roll up towards the middle of the field here.
Beaton gets it down nicely as Adam Russell just tucks it under and they get the penalty. Good set, and it was just that lead-up work and hard effort there from the Redlands team rolling through the middle. And catching the Colts napping. They're looking to go early. Hall, short ball to Beaton. Verenkamp makes a big touch on the line.
Yeah, that roll really, first, second, third touch, they were able to get down the field so smoothly, and it just made the Latch's job a lot easier getting towards the middle of the field, and now they've got the perfect chance to score.
Hall plays it again. Drew Price dancing. Bart's diving and making a touch around the ankles. Hall getting plenty of touches here in this set. This time, he finds Hennessy again, who's got another intercept. This time he goes to Verenkamp, who's looking to wind those big pins up, and Adam Russell, the little Jack Russell, comes across and makes the touch.
Did you notice between the first and the second one, then he took 2 steps and went, where is everyone else?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's going, I'm not going through this again. As Jonte Brown, this is dangerous. There's plenty of touches to work with here in the back pocket for the Colts. And they gave him an opportunity to make some changes. Condon, the man with the hot hand, he's back on the field as well. Tyler Ward almost dancing away from the Redlands defence. Matters. This time, Condon goes right to left. Verenkamp tries to slap it back on the inside. Ward picks it up and has a dive in at the line. There's a repeat given, but they must have just got across to make the touch.
God, that looked close from over here. And I know it's 50, 60 metres away, but Ward did a very good job to stay alive there with that bad back from Verenkamp.
Another repeat set to work with. Condon stays on the park. This time they make the contact on him. He has to go back and play it. And they've got an opportunity to reset. Condon sharp there. Oof. Redlands again. Getting plenty of questions thrown at them here in this set. Glacken plays it inside the 7. Condon again, this time out the back. Moffat with a beautiful touch to Connor Ware, who picks up his second. Well, that is absolute silk there from Hayden Moffat.
Absolutely. Like, brilliant work there. Just knowing that they're going to need to run into the line for this 5th and last touch. They get this 4-on-3 platform. They run a little passive out the back, get the link in. Winger is in a little bit too late there and leaves an open Connor Ware in the corner.
Back to live play. Russell, that was Bradley, a little bit of a shot. So Generic just says, pop back up to your feet, young buck. We'll continue on.
Teaspoon of cement too.
Here he goes again. He's had another great season. Oh, that's great hands. Griffiths does an amazing job to catch that one, then dive in at the line. It hasn't been awarded yet. I think Zoe liked it on the first look, and Zach confirms it.
Yeah, he did a brilliant job to get as close as he did, but that bat across was really what actually finished that off. They set up back this on this 4-on-3 side. They send the sweeper back the long way through a little sinker, and yeah, you can't really get past that bat on it. He's done a very good job to get where he did. Probably could have actually scored himself, to be quite honest with you, if he didn't bat it through, but they keep it alive.
It's Campbell Rolfe with that last little touch. Charlie Griffiths finishes it off. Just over 2 to go. Colts in front by 1. Big defensive set here needed for Redlands. Condon almost opens them up again. Now, interesting one. It almost looked like Barts was losing control of the footy. They're going to say that the touch was made first. Redlands boys don't look too happy with the call. Barts will come back and play it on the 7. As Condon looks at options, they come up and put some pressure on, but it's a penalty given away, and probably one that you don't really want to give right there.
Not at all. And when you come into that with that kind of intent, you know, the first thing Zach's going to look at is the shove.
Barts looks like he should be at the Ashton Circus, the amount of juggling he was doing to try and hold on to that footy. And get himself in a half now. Decent contact there on Hennessy, who just picks up and decides to rip it across anyway.
Ball.
And Wild score in the corner. Oh. Well, just out of nowhere, wasn't it? Just absolutely out of nowhere. And he's all smiles at the moment, Dylan, rightfully so.
How many times have you opened up YouTube and watched this exact play? 4-on-3, long ball. Tiny does an absolute ripper job to catch the ball on the out, beat the winger, but God, that's nearly favorited video.
Back in front by 2. 30 seconds to go. They want one here coming in towards the break. Redlands. It's Price. He gets sent back out to the 7. Beaten. He shapes to come back on the inside. Russell hard and flat at the line. And Richards punching through the hole. He comes off his fingertips.
That's the right option. The right option. If they can keep doing that all night, they're going to be in a really good place coming into this second half.
And that'll wrap us up here for the first half. Country Club Colts in front by 2 tries. All entertainment there in that first 20 minutes. We saw teams score off the opening couple of possessions. Got into a little bit of a grind after that, but just some quality footy from these two heavyweight outfits.
Just plenty going on, isn't there? It's just back-to-back good football. You know, Colts have come out strong and they've played a really good brand of touch footy for the first 20 minutes. And don't count Redlands out of this, but they'll have to do a little bit more than what they're doing at the moment to keep on top of them.
Colts in front here, looking to progress straight through to the grand final. Halftime score is Country Club 5, Redlands 3.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Hill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
We're at halftime here in the grand final qualifier, first versus second, and the minor premiers Redlands find themselves down by 2 at the break. Country Club in front, 5 tries to 3. So we take you over into the Muddies box there. Coach Dave Marr, well, he's very into it over there, running some plays, his finger pointing. He's got the huddle and the team around him at the moment. Needs a big second 20 minutes here from his team. Yeah,
animated box over there, that's for sure, and it's definitely the same over here for the Colts box. That both playing really good brands of touch football at the moment, but if you couldn't pick a winner, I think Colts are just on top slightly at the moment. Just the way they're able to finish off their sets comparative to what the Redlands are doing at the moment. They're just on top slightly.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in as well, the UQ Rebels progress through to the grand final with an 8-3 victory over Redlands. Redlands now will take on the winner of the Southern Storm or Country Club Colts match that took place. It's taking place as we speak, actually. So the winner of that one will take on Redlands next Friday night for the last opportunity to get through to the grand final against the UQ Rebels next Saturday evening. As mentioned a little bit earlier on, you can catch those semi-finals next Friday night and the grand finals live and free on KO Freebies and Sky Sport and Sky Sports Next if you're tuning in across the globe, and I'm sure a few people will be tonight as well. A very good evening to you. Beautiful conditions here at Whites Hill in Brisbane. Still sitting at about 20 degrees as this match kicks off, and we're at 8:37 at a local time. Big second half from both these two teams. 2-try deficit, and that's not going to be enough to get the job done from the Colts here in Redlands, because we've made mention so many times it's so important the winner of this one going straight through to the big one.
Absolutely. Now we talk about at the end of the last game, it gives you that kind of that little buffer, that little breather, just to be able to kind of chill and relax when you don't have that pressure to be able to play again to get into the finals. But these two teams are both playing really good touch football at the moment, and anyone could win this game for the next little part.
Don't forget, you can keep up to date with all of the up-to-date news and information here from the Metro Cup at finals time. Stay tuned to all their social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can go back and watch matches on their YouTube channel as well. It's the big time of year. 10 rounds of regular season. Now we're into the finals as the teams look to get their hands on the championship trophy for 2025. Redlands, last year's defending champs, looking to go back-to-back. And the Colts looking to get back to the promised land again this year. Redlands has Russell Corey this time. As soon as he pretty much had ball in hand, he looks a little bit frustrated there. Condon was up there to make that contact.
Yeah, the roller ball just wasn't right for them. If they had that clean, it would have been better.
This time, Bradley just leaps it across. Tiny's there to make the touch. Well, claim the footy, I should say. 0 touch there to restart their set, and Colts back on the run.
Yeah, really good defensive set from the Colts as they get a really good exit here. Need to find a half.
Matters pops out Tyler Ward. Not too sure whether Ward was expecting that one. And they march themselves up as well. They're not returning the footy back. So Redlands get a little bit of a leg up to start this set. Jacob Hall, is he the man that can spark a little bit of energy into this Redlands team in the second half? Drew Price. We'll talk about energy. That's Drew Price all over as he picks up and goes in from half. This time looks at options and there's no one there in a green jersey to connect with. But promising signs early on here to start the second half here for the Muddies.
Absolutely. They've come out really hot, and it's very good to see. In saying that as well, Colts are doing a really good defensive effort to be able to stop that run from half. They've been limited at a little bit in that first half as well, as Colts get a really good roll on here.
Yeah, Moffat picking up a nice ball from Matters back on the inside. Now Bart's shapes, comes off the right foot. Bitten had a look at it. We saw him take an intercept in the first half. He had another good look at it there, but it was the back end of the set, and he gives Colts another 6 chances.
I'm just looking at this down here. Moff's strapped up. There's a bit of strapping around the calf.
He's had limited, I think, game time. I think it's fair to say it almost in that first half. It was almost like 5 or 6 minutes before we saw him on the field. The thing, it's not really holding him back, though, when he does get on the field, because he's had some quality touches, a couple of try assists already. But yeah, you're right. There is a bit of strapping on that left calf at the moment. Now, Jonte's up in the line, but the whistle blows in the background. That is the absolute worst thing you can hear when you take an intercept and you've got clear space in front of you. The men in pink blowing the whistle behind you.
There is nothing worse. It is the worst, the absolute worst. It's up there with pulling your hammy halfway.
Oh, 100%. Redlands, though, get that penalty. And now release Rolfe to Richards, who picks it up and goes. Marcus Home has to get down on one knee to catch it and reel it back in. Now Hardwick from half. Rolfe, Campbell looking. And Bartz is there. Freshwater's walking back and he's going to point to the spot. Well, must have been players offside there. Tim Bartz looked like he was claiming a comfortable touch, but Rolfe gets in underneath.
I'm not actually sure what happened there. It looked like a kind of a little middle link setup. Split in for the county, split back short side, and it looks like he's, probably about a foot short.
So Redlands score, and they score first here in the second half. That margin back down to 1. They don't want to keep going try for try with the Colts, though. Some defensive stops needed here for Redlands in the second 20 minutes. Hennessy to Sen. Sen sinks it out to Ware. Well, Connor has got a hat-trick of tries. There's still plenty of time to play left in this one. And this is another quality try here from the Colts.
Didn't need to score in his first game. He can just go and put 3 in the second game. And little middle step back, and Senny absolutely sings one out to kind of Ware on the wing. And just the perfect setup there keeps him in the game.
Back up to 2. Richards, we saw him run away with one, their first try there in the first half. He just tries to put the foot down and go for it again.
The same guy that made the touch on him too.
Now Adam Russell, early release. Drew Price takes it right to the line. Condon sticks his right arm out and knocks it down. Redlands getting a couple of changes onto the park.
He gets half a palm on that. He grabs it. He goes the length, but good signs for the Muddies as well. They're throwing a lot at the Colts and they're definitely finding some holes in the defence.
Price is dancing away. Older brother James unavailable tonight. Now Corey picks it up early and the count goes to Nathan Beaton. Corey Russell just playing footy and having a look what's in front of him. Redlands get another on the board.
Yeah, really good eyes up footy here from the Russells. They looks like a little shoddy setup, or ninja as everyone else wants to call it. And they just wasn't able to make the touch from the half there. They were both caught offside, to be fair, and one of the easiest touchdowns you'll get.
Fifth try of the game for Redlands. Now the Colts. Jonte with the red and green jerseys there in front of him. Now Bart's almost sliding in behind them. Brad Russell makes the touch. They come back and play it on the 7 and get their set back underway. Hardwick out to Griffiths. Good opening first touch, and they're down their sideline to make some changes here, Redlands.
This will be a big set for the Redlands. They do need a finish here.
Thompson gets it down. Richards. Russell goes left, goes right. Nothing there. Butts makes the touch. Colts back in possession. Way down the sideline.
Looks to be a little bit of confusion here coming into the box. So the Colts just weren't exactly sure what they were doing.
And that's the last touch of the set.
He's touched that. I reckon he's touched that and not called it.
Well, Dylan had a quick chat to Zach Jenrick, and he followed up with it. And Jenrick gives the penalty away. So Dylan definitely saw something there.
Yeah, they definitely just saw something. Had a bit of a word to him, and I don't think he was happy with what he said to him, so pushed him back another 10 metres.
Looked like he might have had a couple of words there. Then gave a few words to the Redlands box as well. Goes, well, I'm not going to get penalised for this, so you guys can have it as well. Looked like it was all tongue-in-cheek, though, from Dill. He knows what's up out there. There he is, coming up out of the line. And Russell, nothing to go with. Fucking good purchase on the first. Here he is again. No matters. Straight and hard at the line. Adams, a little late pop to Moffat. He gets it down as Matters picks up, has a look. Ooh, loose ball out the back, hits the deck.
It's a good little move there to be able to find this middle back on this side. It wasn't actually looking like it was going to plan to go that way, and then there was a little late switch there, a little reverse fly, and was able to get it back towards this way. Bit unlucky with the finish, but there's good signs out there for the Colts after what looked like a little ordinary pot, probably 2 or 3 minute stretch.
Rolf gets it down, an early release, and looking to link up with Beaton down the left side. Ward on the first. As Matters comes to Moffat. Adams wants the ball. And give it to him as he plays it on their 10-metre line. Jonte Brown plays it shy of the halfway line. Redlands doing a pretty good job so far here in defence. Colts having to throw it around. There's players down on the deck though for Redlands and Dill. He can't get that one going backwards. Rolls down on towards field 2. Redlands will come up and tap it here on their 10-metre line.
Yeah, Redlands are doing a really good job of being able to keep them out of their half of the field. They've been able to, they're struggling a little bit to get towards the sub-box and then get away from it again. And as we were saying, the Redlands being able to try and hold this side of the box a bit better gives them a better chance to be able to stop that 4th and 5th roller with it, which they've had the first half.
Now Campbell Rolfe shaped it that way. They come back towards him. Beautiful ball work here from Redlands, and Holm will scroll over the line to get their 6th try. They've gone back to back, and all of a sudden we're locked up.
That's it. It's got to go both ways, doesn't it? They're good hands here, being able to set up on this little ninja sweep. But he shuts a little bit there, and everyone is probably just about a second too late. And Marcus walks in for an easy one.
Now Condon and Griffiths dives. Wanted to close down that threat. 0 touch. This is the first. There's Richards. A little bit of momentum behind Redlands now off the back of those 2 tries.
Definitely a bit going forward here. Their subbing out of their box has been a lot cleaner than what the Colts has.
Now Brad Russell can't hit. Calls coming from the box, and I think they're picking up on that as well.
Yeah,
they want a bit more energy, and this is going to help their cause. Penalty given.
Big lift. A lot of that came from Tim Bartz there as well, the captain. You know, when you're a captain, you've got to lead from the front, and just that one voice is all it takes to bring a whole squad up. And there's a big lift there from the crew down here.
So halfway through the second half, just under 10 minutes left to go. Matters will play it. Here he is again. Gets it down as Caleb Ward rips it. Adams diving in at the line. And straight back on the footy. They're on the right side of the field. Nice release. Bradley Russell, look at this. Redlands rolling downfield nicely here on the first touch. Coming into the second. It gives him a chance to get some changes on as well. Connor Rolfe will play it just shy of the 7. Now Corey Russell has a look in at the line. And Tyler Ward is there to make a big touch coming into the last.
A big defensive effort there.
Now Hall, right foot, looks a little short ball option. bad one to go with coming off into the last touch of the set. Now why? Good
Tiny.
footwork. Condon with space to work with as well. Just goes direct and forward. And Bart steadies the ship coming in towards the last. Condon gets that nice left to right look again, and there is nobody at home for Redlands. Well, that's at least 3 for Condon. Setting it up nicely left to right. Close the gates.
Yeah, that was a hat-trick of balls he's thrown left to right this evening, and a hat-trick of them have gone straight to Ferencamp's chest. So he's been that whole setup, the 4-on-3 setup, that little splitter setup, either way, it's big trouble whenever he gets the ball.
Colts back in front. Now Price. Sen makes the touch. Price plays it. Richards loops it, just holds up, but home bats it back on the inside. It was a beautiful ball by Richards in the end. Just gives home the opportunity to plant those feet, get it back on the inside, and Beaton's there in support.
Absolutely. You know, it's been back and forth touch football all evening. They get the 4-on-3 set up, the loopy ball out to the wing, and just gets the right tip back to the inside there. Questionable whether that was touched or not, but that's why they're the referees and we're not.
Second try to Nathan Beaton. Important one again for Redlands to lock us back up. 7 tries apiece. Oh, now the Colts come up with a little mistake. Forward pass early. Rolf plays it. Russell. Now Richards. Rolf releases. Thompson gets it down. Rolf comes back to Thompson. They read it nicely. The penalty's given.
They read it nicely there, but I think it was just Calamatos, which is slightly offside in the middle there. Just wasn't able to make the line on that sweeper, but this is a big set for the Colts to be able to defend it.
Home. And another penalty. Now home in the sideline. Where they must have been called offside. The Colts. Oh, that one hurts. Oh, they look pretty disappointed, and rightfully so. Just nothing doing here, and just a little lapse. Short side play for home, who played the ball.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it can go either way, can't it? But yeah, home is just quick enough to be able to beat kind of where on the outside. And it's just one of those ones, like, you can kill one and then bring it back to the middle and it's all happy days. But if you pull one off, it's even better.
Marcus Home gets his second, and let me tell you, he'll be replaying that one for the boys over and over and over again. A little winger's short side play, bread and butter to Marcus Home.
That is paying $1.08 to be on the Instagram story this evening.
Oh, but this one is going to be as well. Oh, Dylan Hennessy again. And Tim Bartz runs a beautiful line. Oh, man.
We're taking nothing away from the absolute seed here thrown from Dylan Hennessy, but this hole run by Tim Bartz, God, take photos of that, video that.
We are.
Yeah, it's in my head and my favourites, that's for sure.
And some hit back after the disappointing try, let in down the other end. Now Redlands, Russell, did a good job there, home, but ran out of space, went over the sideline.
Tell you what, Bartsy is loud in this box down here, and it's good to hear because that's the confidence in the captain that you need as the Colts come towards the box in what seems to be a bit cleaner set here. They get a good latch on.
Now Mattis hard in at the line. Ward comes back to him. They got no one there. All the numbers out here on the left.
Very important 4 minutes for both teams here. We're both all locked up. Great roll on for the Redlands at the moment. Fifth touch coming.
Now Russell out the back and throws a peach. And Hall will take his time and gets it under the post. gee whiz, we've seen some ball skills tonight. This time, Corey Russell, who has injected himself multiple times throughout the game. Look at that ball.
Brilliant ball. Jonte was there. The right idea was there and get us a nice, soft, friendly tap on the head. Unlucky, bro, you didn't catch it. But he had the right idea, just got in the lane nice and early and just went through the hands.
Now a mistake. These Redlands get the footy back again. Richards, ball's down. The penalty is given. Just over 3 to go. Now Rolf. Russell back on the inside. Brad tries to get away. Look at Bart's just hurting him. Now Corey has a look. Comes back into Bradley. Plays it down on the 7. Corey, he's got him in behind again. Flicks it back to the younger brother, Bradley Russell, but they come across and make a big touch there, the Colts on the line.
Very big touch there for the Colts to keep this game alive. That looked in for all money, but Tim Bart's, again, the captain stands up, finds a way.
And they won't go to sleep on Marcus this time around. He had no options there. They were making some changes at the same time, and the Colts come up with a big error. Just over 2 to go. Down by 1 on the scoreboard. And that's a big mistake, and that could be a big moment here in the semi-final.
Yeah, we'll see if they make them pay for this here. They've got the right people on the field to do so, that's for sure.
Price down. Hall, no options. Has a little dive into the line, though. A couple of seconds off the clock. I won't be too disappointed with that one. Still touches to work with here, Redlands. Adam Russell. Ooh, a little bit of a bobble. Price does a good job to hold on. This time gets in, beaten. Short ball to Russell, who was there. Hennessy was coming across in defence. Ooh, that was a little half a chance, though.
That would have been close. He does not look onside. That was the chance for them to just really steer clear there. A minute and a half left. There wouldn't be too long to go. Need to be clean here.
Adams is it down. Sen. He's to Glacken. Now Brown out the back and misses the target. And winner goes through to the grand final next Saturday night. And the loser will take on the winner of the Southern Storm and Rebels, who played earlier on tonight in the knockout. No, it looks like that was left behind from Hall. They might have got away with one there. And they're looking a little bit rattled here in this set, Redlands. A little bit unclean as they get some changes on. Hardwick plays it on the halfway line. Corey Russell, who's had a game tonight, just picks up and goes. And he'll make them fight to get this footy back. Don't worry about that.
I mean, you knew it was coming.
So under 30 seconds to go. They have to score in this possession here, the Country Club Colts. And they're making changes at the moment. Someone's got to go forward for them. It's Condon who goes now. He'll take another one. Dylan from half. Early release. They look a couple of steps short here, Redlands. The ball goes over the sideline, and that will be all she wrote here. The hooter is about to sound, and Redlands, the defending champs, are going through to the grand final, looking to go back-to-back again here in 25.
Big second half from the Redlands there to be able to capitalise on a few key mistakes there from the Colts. Full credit to the Colts as well. They played a really good game. Just wasn't good enough for tonight.
We'll take a look at the try scorers for tonight's match as well. And a couple of big tries from Nathan Beaton. Marcus Home got a double as well. That important one down the short side ends up probably being what separated the two teams in the end. 2 for Varen Camp, 3 for Connor Ware in his second game in the men's Prens. A double for Terrell White as well. But 1 try short tonight, the Country Club Colts. They'll live to fight another day and take on the winner of the Southern Storm v Rebels match. That'll be next Friday night. And the Colts, do they get another chance at Redlands in the big grand final?
I think they do. I think that's what they're wanting. They're obviously hoping to go through this evening, clear run all the way through. But they'll definitely be in for the fight next week, and they will look to go back into the finals where they should be.
So prelim finals next Friday night. Make sure you tune in. KO Sports, Freebies, Sky Sports and Sky Sports Next, and that'll be followed next Saturday night by the big grand finals here at the 2025 Metro Cup season. Plenty of big footy still to come. We look forward to your company next Friday night.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Sill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.